You just flew into the ground, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
She hit the ground like a sack of shit. It was mental.
Happy birthday to you. That'll do. Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, man.
We're back. We took like a week off.
I tried to do that thing that other people do where like you start singing happy birthday so people don't think it's you.
Right. So
you
just
know when you go out
disguising.
in public and like people start singing to you, if you join in, they won't know who it's for.
And it
'Cause
also
if there's
makes everyone
if there's
else.
that one person that's just like, guys.
Yeah.
Do you know
That's
what
always
I mean?
him. He runs and hides.
I don't even know. Yeah, that's polite. I mean, I guess that is technically what I did.
That
one
I've got
time.
a really
exactly
bad
what you did.
cold.
But what are you just saying stuff?
I've got a stuffy nose and I keep.
It's all right. We'll have to retrain her how to podcast.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
been
realise
a long week.
A week off would do this to you. You're like a mess.
Sorry, I am. My
It's-
head is not in the right
It's
place.
because she's a 14-year-old. And welcome back to the, well, I guess welcome to the 14 Again podcast, which is so, I literally nearly said 13 Again podcast by habit. We've changed everything. We're in a completely different place. We moved to...
Had a nice little refurb of the studio.
We're in Australia now.
No, we're not.
So welcome. There's a
It's
kangaroo.
so sad that you can never go along with a lie.
Yeah, what?
Why? It's so stupid. Why do you expect me to go
That's
along
the
with
point.
something?
Is it's supposed to be like you just shut us down?
And they love their walnut decor in Australia. Speaking of which, thanks to Wood Up for sorting us out with all of this stuff. We put it all up by ourselves, and there's a video that's going to go on the internet of proof of that, of us
Yes.
doing it all by ourselves.
Indeed.
So thanks for sending us those wood panels. We're not in
Secretly, they
Australia.
just made me do it behind the camera.
Yeah, we keep her working while she's not on the podcast because,
But Tills, it's been your birthday.
happy birthday.
Yeah,
Did you have a good birthday?
I did. Yeah,
It was one of the birthdays of all time. Well, we went to see Oliver, which
The
was
day
sort of
before.
the start,
Yeah,
the day
yeah,
before
yeah.
your birthday, and then you went to school, and then we got you back. We did some presents, and
I may or may not have injured Tilly on multiple occasions, and I feel bad for it. And I think that's what Tilly was probably trying to get at. We did a live stream. I headbutted her twice, which I did feel bad for.
on her birthday.
Did I even get the chance to explain to you that the second one
it was
wasn't?
because I moved my hand. I moved my hand so slowly you could see that I was moving it, and yet
I
you
wasn't
still went
looking.
in
I
for the
was just
headbutt.
my brain shuts off when I go for a headbutt because then I don't damage it.
He decided 10 seconds before that was going to happen, and then saw black until it happened.
Yeah, and then we went to gymnastics, and I may or may not have suplexed Tilly into a foam pit, and you hurt your nose, right?
And the
And my
supervisor came
chest.
over to check as well if she was all right, and I was
Yeah.
like, "She's fine. She just needs to breathe through it."
He was laughing. He was.
Yeah.
It was funny. But
You're making it seem like a grown man didn't land on top of me.
I didn't. You landed on top of me.
You were on top of him.
No,
He watched it.
You went face down. That was the issue.
he was on top of me.
How
Watch the
is that
video.
possible?
Because you went like this, suplexed me in, and I went down, and you went on top of me.
I think we're going to have to do some VAR on this, but
I felt you on top of me.
Okay.
do you know why we can't do VAR now? Because the podcast is now available on streaming platforms.
Oh, really?
So we're streaming, which means if you are listening to this right now, thank you, welcome. If this is your
I love
first
how
time
you're looking
listening.
at the floor as if there's not a camera for
Well,
the people
yeah,
who
I've
are
still got
streaming it.
I've still got a camera in front of me, and you can watch the podcast on YouTube. But it does feel weird now to think that people could just be listening to this and not seeing anything, but just staring.
The
at
thing
a
is,
wall.
a lot of the time we do stuff with our face and we look at each other and we're like, what are you doing? Like, why are you making that face?
Yeah.
And so I feel like if that was me, I'd feel like I had to go watch the video to see what they were doing with their face.
I do think we're going to have to, sometimes explain a little bit more for the people that are listening. But maybe if there is a thing that you miss and you feel like you want to see, you can always come over to YouTube and watch the video as well at a different time. Or
Even
just
find
pick
it in
your
a clip
favourite
on
way of
TikTok.
listening, watching. It doesn't matter. You don't have to consume all of it. Just figure out what's best for you.
Millions of people just watch the clips and then move on.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
that as well. Now, Tilly, your birthday.
Yes.
You got a lot of presents. You were pretty
Yes.
thrilled with that.
Yeah.
To which point Paul was going, "How much have we spent on her?" Because you got a lot of cool presents, and we decided it would be good to do a little birthday haul because I think there are some people out there that want to know what you got.
Birthday haul.
So you're going to have to go into some great detail just in case anyone's
I
not
picked
watching.
my
but
top 10, I think.
That's
presents.
exciting.
Goddamn.
That's very exciting. Do you want to just go ahead and
There's
kick
not
us
an
off?
order. There's not an order.
That's
It's
fine.
just-
You
So,
get started.
What should I do first? I'll do these first. They kind of come as one.
Okay. Just makeup?
Because no, it's skincare. It's the drunk elephant, it's the drunk elephant proteiny polypeptide. It's the greeny blue one.
That's just a bunch of words.
It's the greeny blue one and the purple one. And it's because I asked Mum for just one of them, but she didn't know. I assume she just didn't know which one to get and got both.
Why are
That
they
sounds
different
like Mum.
colours?
Because they different ingredients. They do different things.
So
Both moisturizers.
okay. They're both moisturizers, but they
Yeah.
do different things.
Yeah.
How?
It's like saying how is one brand's moisturizer different to another brand's moisturizer? Like that no moisturizers are all exactly the same.
Well, I'm really happy for you that
That's
that's
the
in your
same
top
brand
10.
though.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, moving on. Moving on. From one of my friends, I got the Laneige Sweet Candy lip balm.
Oh,
Nice.
that's exciting.
I've never heard of Laneige.
No, neither, but it sounds French. Laneige. Isn't that like the rain or something? Neige? No, the swim. Neige. Isn't that a swimming pool?
Sweet candy bonbon gourmand.
I've got my laptop now, so I can just search stuff.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah.
That does smell good. Harvey, do you want to have a smell?
Not really. I'm looking at
Okay.
what neige is in English.
Dobby,
It's
smell?
snow. It's the snow. I was close.
Dobby's back, everyone, by the way. Round of applause for Dobby. Studio audience. Woo!
We just
He's
messed
always
up the
here.
mics.
Poor guy. And yeah, we'll be working on hopefully getting him a mic if we get to 100,000 subscribers.
We just keep changing
Okay.
that. Like every time we go, we'll give him a mic if you guys just give us money.
Realistically, Dobby doesn't need a mic, but I'd love to have just like a stipulation for it because funny.
I got the Gisou hair oil.
These names are just amazing. Drunk elephant Gisou.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Gisou, something like that.
Yeah.
I saw it if I didn't
It might be
pronounce it wrong.
Jizou, maybe.
Everyone pronounces it differently. Like
Yeah.
there's so many brands. I think Laneige as well. I probably said that wrong.
Laneige.
Well, I repeated it, so
But
doubling
like
down.
everyone always says it differently, and obviously there's always a way to say it correctly. But at the end of the day, at least I bought your product. You're welcome.
Someone else
Um,
bought you the product.
But I asked for it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So my friend has this, and I always use it, and it's very nice. It makes my hair feel really nice.
Oh, so it's a hair product.
Yeah, it's hair oil.
I would not have guessed that goes in your hair, I'll be honest.
Have I done this
You
yet?
have not done that.
No.
I'm a
this-
huge fan of that.
This is a jelly cat from my friend.
Is it a cinnamon bun?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. It's very
What do you
cute.
mean I think so? It's obviously a cinnamon bun.
Yeah, but I'll feel really embarrassed if then people go, "Oh, no, it's not. It's a croissant." Like, how do you think it was a cinnamon bun? Like, gosh.
My name is Amusables Cinnamon Bun.
There we go.
Is his name his name's Amusables?
They all
That's-
jelly cats have a name.
Yeah. What would you name it if
So
it didn't have a
cute.
name?
Toast.
Good. Good name.
Thank you for that name, Tilly.
Yeah, well done.
I'm sure. Oh, we could do this next.
Oh yeah.
This is like one of my favorite Sol de Janeiro perfumes, and I've had 2 of the mini ones, I've had 2 of the medium ones, and finally I've got a big one.
She's gone for the big one.
I'm so happy because I
forgot what it
always-
even is.
It's. Do you want to smell it?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, is it
perfume, though.
perfume?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did say it's one of my
What's
favorite.
funny about
perfumes
these
from
is
Sol de
whenever
Janeiro.
I
Maybe
so
didn't.
Tilly's got these lined up nicely on her bed. Whenever I go into Tilly's room,
No, I'm kidding.
I
Her face then.
whenever I go into Tilly's room, I dive onto her bed.
Yeah,
and the
just
whole thing
knock
shakes,
off
and
all
all
the-
of these just go. Like, yeah, fantastic.
And
funny.
she looks like she loves it. In fact, she's complained at me about that before.
And she goes, "You do it every time." I'm like, "Yeah, man." Oh, there you go. That's your problem now.
Thanks. So yeah, I'm glad I've got the big one because I always
Gotta get the lid on.
stop laughing at me.
Right, what's next?
Come on.
Sorry, I'm really sorry.
Oh yeah, just quickly while we're on the perfume, actually. Yeah, you use like 4 perfumes at a time, don't you?
Not anymore.
Oh, you moved on from that.
I got this white fox. Help me, someone.
A bit
Just
far.
hold it. I got this white fox jumper, and I've got this in purple actually, and I almost regretted not getting it in this colour.
It's
So
the volume 3.5.
I am quite glad that I got it. Can you hear me? I just turned my mic away for a second without realising. Okay. Sorry.
Just crack on, man.
I'm just trying to make it watchable.
No, you're doing great. You're doing fantastic.
So yes, I'm glad I got it in this colour, and one of my friends has it in this colour as well. Moving on. Sorry, that was a bit loud. I got this. I was very happy when I got this.
Tilly basically started doing backflips when she got this.
I was going to say the same thing. That's so weird.
Because I was begging for this for like 2. Do you guys remember?
No.
You probably
Not
don't.
really.
I was really begging for this for like 2 years, and I kind of gave up begging. I never stopped wanting it, but I just kind of gave up begging. But I always sort of wanted it as a present. Like I never really wanted to buy it for myself.
Dior.
And it's the Dior lip oil. And because also the reason I didn't want to buy it for myself was because I couldn't decide on a colour. I was like, I just want someone else to pick it for me. And so when I saw this, I was like, what on earth?
What does a lip oil do?
Colour awakening.
It feels a lot nicer than it. I don't like the feeling of lip gloss. It's really thick.
Hydrating shine.
Ah.
And it like hydrates your lips, kind of.
More beautiful lips, even bare, after 5 days of application.
So the colour is 001 pink, if anyone wanted to know.
Number 1.
I don't actually got it on my lips right now, but it's kind of gone a bit because I've had it on for like... How long have I had it on for now? Yeah, about an hour.
It supposedly brings out the natural colour in your lips.
Well done,
Brilliant.
Tilly.
Thanks,
Good job.
I guess.
Right, so how many things have we been through now? Is that most of it? Or
Yeah, I've got a few things left.
Oh, right.
So...
That's all right.
Get comfy, yeah.
They like a longer episode.
Yeah.
So this is going to be 2 in 1 because
Okay.
I had to put your guys' thing in here.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, I'll just show you guys this one first.
Oh, this is what we got you.
Yeah. Max and Harvey got me the the name keeps going from my head.
Of the brand?
Yes.
Tiffany
necklace, which is very nice. It's pink.
Holy, she forgot.
Yeah.
No, because my problem is all the brands have girl names. Like I got the Charlotte Tilbury mascara, which I'm wearing now. And when I was like doing a haul for my friends, I was going this Tiffany, because like they're all just women's names, and I get really confused.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know if you can even see it, but it's the pink one.
Have we just completely messed up your shot now? Oh, and for anyone listening, we're currently showing the necklace, by the way. It's a Tiffany necklace with 2 little hearts. One of them's pink,
one of them's
and one of them's got the
silver.
Tiffany logo on it.
And then from Mum, I got this ring from Pandora, and it is my birthstone ring. So mine is
Not quite as expensive.
You're such a dick. You're such an ass.
my birthstone is blue, and
What?
what do you
Aren't
mean, what?
birthstones meant to be like? Wait, no, maybe I'm
Yours
thinking of
is-
something else. Like, aren't they meant to be like emerald or like an actual type of stone, not
yeah,
just
but
like?
I'm just telling
blue.
them what colour.
Oh, okay, sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
I'll shut up.
My one, so this is from Pandora. My one is blue, and I don't really know how to describe it for the people listening. It's kind of like, it's got like, I'm not good at describing things. In the middle is the birthstone, and going around on.
Away goes the birthstone.
Sorry.
And around on the edge, so it's silver, and it's kind of like silver pearls. I'm not really sure how to describe it.
It is a nice ring.
Lovely ring.
And
What-
then,
Oh,
last but not least,
what do you got?
I got this hoodie.
Oh yes.
Damn. Yeah, this is probably one of my favourites.
I'm not gonna lie. I fully thought you were just gonna like have stolen something from Max's room again.
No.
It looks like something I'd wear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because someone said to me,
I actually have one
I think
very similar to
on the
this.
live stream someone said, whose jumper is that? And I was just like, I was like, I can see why they probably think it's Max's or Harvey's. That we're not showing this very well right now.
No, it's not zipped up.
It's
the
a
problem.
Should I
Stussy
zip
zip
it
up hoodie.
It's all right.
And
I
it's
get the
lovely.
idea. It is lovely. It's a really nice quality.
I didn't realise that Stussy was becoming more popular amongst the sort of, teenage girls, but we were driving through London the other day and there was literally a gaggle of teenagers all wearing Stussy.
Not sure I've ever heard them described like that.
Yeah, it was really weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice brand, so I get it, but I just didn't think it was as popular to people that weren't just, hype beast
Do you reckon
idiots.
Stussy do collabs? Because I know certain brands don't really.
As in, like,
but-
sending out clothes and all that.
Well, just, anything. Because I'd love to work with Stussy, to be fair. That'd
And
be a cool
then
one.
my favourite thing.
Oh.
Look at this, guys.
Oh, the 13 again
let's
merch.
go. It's pretty much sold out, by the way.
Yeah, there's not
everyone.
much
Can we do it
point
again or
advertising
not?
it.
Well, we can do another drop, absolutely.
Not this one.
Well, I don't think so.
Might be something different.
Why?
Well,
This one's the best one.
it is a good one.
Could maybe do the same colour with something else.
Yeah, and is it going to be... Oh, question that you guys might ask. Is it now going to say 14 again?
I don't know yet, is the honest answer. I don't know what's the smartest thing to do because obviously everyone
Maybe
knows...
we should just change the name of the podcast altogether so I can grow up with it.
Leave us a comment. What would you prefer? Would you prefer something that's from this current series that you're watching, or would you prefer the overall brand to stay as 13 again?
Because
We'll leave it to you.
we're calling it 14 again now because we kind of have to because she's 14. But it's still going to be at 13 again pod. And then 14 again as like the header, I think. I don't know. So next up in the schedule, we had Max, who begged, pleaded, and cried a little bit about doing another Would You Rather, which we really, really asked him not to. But he insisted.
I've actually gone for something relatively thought-provoking. You guys will prefer it, and it's not stupid for the first time ever. Genuinely.
Okay.
You actually might be disappointed by the lack of stupidity. But the question is, would you rather go on The Traitors or I'm a Celeb?
Traitors.
Okay.
I would never go on I'm a Celeb.
No, but do you know what? There's two things to think about here.
I would never go on I'm a Celeb.
What would be more fun, in my head,
Traitors.
would probably be Traitors. Because it wouldn't be...
I disagree.
No, you got to hear me out here. It wouldn't be nearly as debilitating in terms of like not eating, being exhausted, being out living in the middle of nowhere, all that sort of stuff. So it would be more fun. But I think I'm a Celebrity is more of an achievement at the other end. And with I'm a Celebrity, you've not got the risk of just being like the first one out and not getting to do anything ever because people see you as like a threat. Like you don't go out on I'm a Celebrity because people think you're a threat. It's just how much the public like you,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is also harsh. But then it's like still,
I would never go on I'm a Celeb.
I don't
Never.
know. It's
So
really tricky.
My trouble with Traitors is I don't think I could deal with the mental torment that it would cause. Because, especially if I was a traitor. If I was a faithful, I'd actually be fine. But if I was a traitor, I would every single round circle meeting, I would be grinning from ear to ear. Just yep, I know what I'm doing. I can't hide it. And I would be so shit.
I'll take a minute to also explain. The Traitors is a game show where there are usually 3 traitors and everyone else is faithful, and you have to get to the end of the game show figuring out who the traitors are, and you also do loads of challenges to earn money. I'm a Celebrity is a game show where they put 12 celebrities in the jungle in Australia, make them do horrible challenges, give them terrible food, and they have to earn stars in the challenges to earn food. There's no money at the end of it, but you just have to, the public vote out who they want, or vote to stay in, rather, vote for people to stay in. I described that
Nailed
very
it.
badly at the
No, you
end there,
nailed
but
it,
I think just for the audience who might not know what those two shows are, now they're on board, why wouldn't you do I'm a Celeb?
The bugs, the food, the place that they sleep.
Yeah, but you'd be so entertaining.
Yeah, for you. That's a good thing for you. There's nothing for me that would come out of that.
Do you not think you'd look back on it though and think that was such an
be like-
eye-opening
I'd
experience?
be like, no matter how much money they tried to pay me, that was not worth the torture.
But you like
Okay.
watching I'm a Celeb.
Yeah, I like watching other people go through torture.
Fair.
Interesting, slightly sadistic,
Yeah.
but interesting. And you wouldn't ever see that as like okay, I've watched so many people do it now. Let's see if I can give it a go. You're just
No.
not interested.
No.
All right, but you could deal with the mental torment of not knowing who you can trust at all times in
Yeah,
the Traitors.
There's a lot of people who I don't trust in this world.
Max being one of them.
What? No. I'm a pretty trustworthy guy.
To be fair, I'd rather be around them than around someone who could hurt me at any time, any place.
Yeah, and has and does regularly.
Me?
Well, I might just look at the one person in this room who broke my arm.
Yes, good point.
Suplexed her into a foam pit and headbutted her on her birthday.
Character building, my dude. It's all character building.
Max, actually, we were talking about this in the car the other day. Max has the record, I think, in this family for causing the most injuries to other people.
Yep.
He sent Leo to hospital. He sent Tilly to hospital.
When did I send Leo?
And he sent me. Didn't you?
I did do something, but he didn't go to
maybe he didn't go to
hospital.
hospital for that.
Put his head through a wall.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't. Oh, surely there was something.
He didn't go to hospital for that,
Okay.
though.
Anyway, he's sent me to hospital like twice.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. Once for the back of my head, the other for my eye. He threw a pen in my
I
eye.
remember that.
Yeah. We might as well explain this then, seeing I'm sort of
Yeah,
skirting
yeah.
over it, but a lot of people won't know this.
No, they
When
won't.
we were about 8 or 9, maybe, we were on our friend's trampoline around their house, and I got double bounced, which meant I lost control of where I was bouncing a little bit, landed on Max, and then Max just threw me off his back, basically, just completely recklessly. I then flung backwards.
Recklessly.
Yeah, it was, because then I flung backwards and landed on the metal bar, which split the back of my head open, and it was just gushing with blood. Sorry for anyone who's squeamish. And then the eye was when me and our like 30-year-old uncle were making fun of Max for his handwriting because it was terrible.
It was pretty bad.
And Max just got angry, threw a pen in my eye, and fair play to him, like a dart, it actually hit me in the eyeball.
It was a good shot.
The ink and everything went in. It was genuinely quite impressive, but obviously at the time I didn't find it very impressive. Had to go to hospital, get it cleaned out and all that sort of stuff. And I've had chronic migraines since the age of about 7. So
Is that because of
No,
that?
you were a bit older than that. You
maybe
were like
a bit older,
9,
maybe
yeah.
8 or 9.
Is that because of that?
Yeah. Seriously, it was this eye, and it's sort of this part of my head that actually gets the migraines and stuff. So thanks a lot, Max, for that. He's sent me to hospital enough times, and he sent you because of your broken arm, and possibly something else. Oh, actually, I technically sent you to hospital once because I dropped you, but that was a sort of more joint venture.
Oh, you did,
'Cause
didn't
you
you?
thought-
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that
So-
was funny.
Do you want to tell it?
This is my perspective as a
Yeah.
little... How old was I?
Probably
You were young, yeah.
6 or 7, maybe.
No, I was
No,
younger than
think
that.
she
I was like 4.
5. Yeah.
Really?
I was young. Basically, when I was younger, Harvey was the one who would like chuck me up in the air. Like my parents never did that. You know, parents like chuck their kids up in the air and then catch
Yeah.
them. That was never my parents.
I think that's the
always
signs of
Harvey.
a responsible parent, by the way, the ones that throw their children.
You
No,
do that
you
to
know
other
the
people's
ones that,
children.
like-
I do.
But like, there's like, I swear, like all parents have at least chucked one of their kids, like done that game.
Yeah.
Anyway, that used to be you. So we were, where were we leaving? Like a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were leaving a restaurant, and I think you picked me up, and I was like trying to get you to throw me up in the air.
Wasn't quite up. It was backwards, if you remember. Was the game we played.
You would fall backwards.
You'd
and he
fall
would
back
catch
and I'd
you low
catch you.
down.
So you'd like throw yourself backwards, and I'd catch you like that, and then lift you back
I
up,
thought
and then
I
you'd
wanted
go,
to go up.
again. No, I also
Okay.
used to throw you, but that was a different thing. But anyway,
Okay. So yeah, he used to
This
like.
is actually really funny how this happened. It's so
So
stupid.
I was like, I can't really remember that well, but I think I was trying to like get him to throw me back, so I just threw myself back.
pass the baton a second. I was carrying Tilly, and she was slipping down me. So you know when a child sort of goes down a little bit, and you need them on your hip. I then pushed her up, but you thought it was part of the game, so you threw yourself backwards, and obviously both
Harvey
my
wasn't
hands,
playing the game.
Yeah, both my hands were underneath you, so I had no means to catch you whatsoever, and you just flew into the ground, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
She hit the ground like a sack of shit. It was
Yeah.
mental.
And
Wait,
she
did you see it?
yeah, I was there.
She got.
I knew
she
you
got.
were there, but I thought everyone was walking in
No,
front of us.
yeah, I saw it.
She got a bit of a sort of cut on the back of her
No,
head.
I stuck my head open.
It didn't bleed as much. I
Yes, it
remember
did.
that. No,
It did.
No, trust me. We were in the car. We would have known if it was gushing with
wasn't.
blood.
No, it
wasn't
wasn't
that
gushing,
bad.
but I remember Dad was sat in the back with tissues.
There was a bit of blood. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't like dramatic amounts, but we did go to hospital just to
It
get
was
it
just
checked.
like a cut on your head, really.
Yeah, but you definitely
No,
had
Mum's always told me I split my head open.
you definitely had a lump.
No, his was split open. 'Cause
Yeah, no, his was split.
They had to glue his together. Yours was just they cleaned it up and let it heal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry to trump you on... But it's weird, though, actually, because I would argue... I mean, I guess it was different circumstances, but I would argue that she probably hit the ground harder than I would have. But I guess because it was a metal pole...
But also, she wouldn't have... First of all, lighter. Second of all, probably didn't throw herself with as much force as you being thrown by me into a metal pole. And it is a metal pole, and she sort of had a flat layer of concrete. So I don't know. It's like... We don't need to do the science on this.
Yeah.
I do remember though, when she did that, I was really angry with you, and then you got to sit in the front seat. I was so mad. Do you remember that when he got to then sit in the front seat, and I was going? I remember I was going.
I feel like that wouldn't have been on Max's mind.
Get him out of the seat. He should be in the back. Put him in the boot. In the boot.
Yeah.
Because Dad had to sit back and put tissues on my head.
Yeah.
And I was just really mad that you almost got like treated really well for what I thought was like chucking me on the floor.
Good times, good friends. Speaking of doing stuff like that, I was actually going to talk about parents, because obviously, you know, even me, like acting as a bit of a sort of parent figure / older brother, you get things wrong. You don't always, you know, make calculated decisions, and sometimes you go, whoops, probably shouldn't have done that. And I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it because for me, a lot of kids, especially when they're sort of your age and even younger, will feel like nowadays, because they've got so much information from the internet, that their parents aren't being fair to them, and that they're making decisions that the kid's kind of going, well, that doesn't seem right. But a lot of the time, it's not a very well-educated thing from the kid, and the parent is right. A lot of the time, the parent is wrong. I'll give you an example. Hello, Paul. I'd like to bring up Buttergate, because we had an issue the other week where basically...
I actually wanted to leave.
Our mum went away.
I did leave.
Our mum went on a cruise, and we were left in the household with no...
responsible adult
stability. And so it basically meant all rules went out the window. Everyone was allowed to do what they wanted, and the only person... It was
quite a fun 2 weeks for me.
The only person who actually took the piss was Paul, our father, who art in heaven. So he basically needed to make Tilly sandwiches every morning, which he doesn't usually do because mum does that. And he decided that because the butter being in the fridge was too hard, that he needed to leave it out overnight. But I know that some people leave butter out, and you guys are psychos. I don't even want to get into that right now. Maybe another podcast, whatever. But we don't leave butter out. We put it in the fridge. And he kept leaving the butter out, and it kept winding me up because I'd come to it the next morning in a pool, and I did not want or need that. So I put it in the fridge, and then...
Why didn't you just both get 2 separate butters?
Listen, this is why it happened in the first place, because we hadn't got that far. Paul then decided it would be a good idea in the morning to microwave the butter. Now, I don't know if you know about butter, but when it gets microwaved, it's basically been cooked, and you can't then re-harden it because it will act like ice, and so it sort of hardens over, but then if you break into it, it's still a liquid inside, and either way, you shouldn't eat that. And so he'd done that to the butter.
Did you put that in my sandwich?
Hope so.
I don't know. But I love that this is where you're realizing that. Anyway, I'll carry on. Because basically then the next thing he did was leave the butter out again, but on the radiator so that it would melt. And I'm like, what? How is that better than the microwave? Because he sort of put his hands up and was like, I probably shouldn't have put it in the microwave. And I'm like, yeah, but you've still ruined the butter. So then he leaves it on the radiator, and then he leaves it on the side. And I'm like, I see the butter again. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to put it in the fridge. Pick it up. It feels really weird. So I opened the lid, and genuinely it just went everywhere because it was just a liquid. It wasn't even close.
I came in, Harvey was close to tears, butter everywhere.
I was
like
so angry.
All over his clothes, all over the table.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what are you doing? And I blamed him, and he was like, no, Paul has ruined the butter. And he was just shouting at everyone, swearing left, right, and centre. Paul came through and just started laughing at him, which probably made it worse.
This is what I mean.
Well
he did that to me as well. To be fair, he didn't do that to me as bad as he did to you, because he meant to do it sympathisingly. But still, I don't like it when people laugh in bad situations. Like when it's something bad to you. Like,
yeah, but then Paul's response to that to me was, all right, then buy your own butter. And I'm like, fine, yes, but the issue now is that the butter that was in the house that was for anyone to use is completely and utterly ruined, and that's not suddenly justified by the fact that you bought it. Like, I don't care who bought it. Don't destroy it because you're wasting your own money, never mind anyone else's ability to use it. So anyway, my point with that was that not all parents are right all the time, and he might still defend himself. He might say, yeah, I stand by it, and he probably would. But what I will say is that also a lot of the time parents do get it right. And I think that we need to take into consideration as kids...
Go on, give an example of that.
I was about to. I'll get to that, and I'm going to let you take it a little bit as well because you know about it. What I was going to say was that we need to, as kids, understand that...
You are not a child, sir.
No, but as children of our parents. I don't mean as, like, literal underage children. I just mean anyone who has a parent and underage kids as well, that they might not necessarily always get it right, but you need to know that they're still human beings. They're still figuring things out. And if they make a mistake, the worst thing you can do is just blow up about it. Like I did. I put my hands up. I shouldn't have blown up about it. I was just having a bit of a bad day or whatever.
Instead, you must duel. Pick a time, pick a place.
Yeah, you just fight. But I think
Stomach
communication...
just made a really weird noise.
Thank you for letting us know. I think
Just in case
communication...
I'm just saying it just
Oh
in
my
case
God.
they heard it.
Harvey's in flow state, and you are just kicking it.
Yeah,
You're
I'm like a
kicking
dead
his flow
horse
state.
right now. All I want to say is that if we as kids can help our parents to better understand what we're feeling and what we want to get from them as well, and have adult communication with them rather than just being brats and being difficult and being, awkward about it, I think it would be so much easier to get those things through and have a better relationship all round. And I know that seems like an obvious thing to say, but a lot of the time people just go from 0 to 100 and then it's game over. Any sort of relationship is ruined by the fact that people are shouting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I know that that's a very privileged thing to say as well, because I know a lot of people have difficult relationships with their parents and a lot of parents aren't necessarily always doing the right thing. But, all you can do is, first of all, try and take the moral high ground where possible. If you think that your parent is doing something that you disagree with, you need to figure out a way that you can manage that and, understand it and at least try and make it work. And if you can't, reach out to someone, see if you can get help, see, if there is a teacher at school or someone that you trust that you can go to about it. And otherwise, just try and get along.
I'm not going to lie, it's as simple as just listening to each other.
Yeah.
Because I think people don't do it enough. You all just want to get your point across and
Well, everyone
shout
wants to be
and
right.
win. But it's like, just listen to what the other person's saying. If you then disagree, fine, but at least listen. Like, and that's where most things go wrong, in my opinion.
And I will say that, again, just to defend our parents, both of them, not just Paul, but they both have made mistakes from time to time, and they'd be the first person to also put their hands up most of the time to that. But equally, I think for them, like...
Paul hates admitting he's wrong.
Well, maybe, but anyway,
Absolutely hates it.
they had twins, which are difficult. They had a girl, which is just dreadful. And
I'm the only
don't
one they
even get me
wanted.
started on Leo.
Oh,
and
boy.
that's what I mean.
Shame.
They've not
That
had
is
it.
a shame.
They've not had it easy, but they have done a bloody good job, I think, of just making sure that we're not.
I am
complete.
brilliant, aren't I?
Well, that's not what I meant. I just meant I think that we've been very. I don't want to say the word blessed, but it is blessed in the way that we've been raised, because we've never had like that sort of animosity and not knowing where we stand with them and sort of being like a bit. It just felt like pressured by them in any way, shape, or form. We've always made our own decisions. We've always been supported by them. All right.
I'm joking.
but we have, and I'll be the first to say that, and we are incredibly lucky for that. But I also think that the kids as well, now, because you've got access to social media and because all these people are telling you how great their parents are and how great this is and how you don't need to listen to your parents when they say this, that, and the other, you also need to go, well, how do I have the best relationship with my family? Because at the end of the day, they're the only people that will have your back no matter what. Everyone else in the world is kind of fighting for themselves, really. It's like your family are the people that are there that are going to look after you and make sure that things go as right as they can for you.
And even if that's not in like traditional family sense, by the way, like the people that, you live with and spend the most time with, we're talking about that as family kind of thing. Because obviously people have different situations. So.
Yeah, and we don't want to sit here and sound like we don't understand what other situations people are in, because we know that we're lucky and we know that we have a really great, really loving family, and that we just want to try and help people understand what we see that's worked in our family and hope that that can translate to other people in theirs. And again, it's tricky because we might come under fire for this. We might get people going, you don't get it, you wouldn't understand, I have this, I have that, whatever. But what we want to ask from you guys is that if you do ever have any dilemmas or any things that you think were unfair or anything that you want us to talk about and decide whether or not we think it was right or wrong, please send it in. You're more than welcome to either DM us anonymously at Max and Harvey on Instagram. And if you want it to be anonymous, let us know and we'll keep your name out of it. If you do want to shout out, let us know. But obviously, be careful.
It's up to you.
It's entirely up to you. But yeah, and also you can leave it in the comments if you feel like it. But if you want it to be more anonymous, then give us a DM. And the other thing I wanted to say, just as a more redeeming note, was actually something that Paul did the other day that I thought was... cool might not be the right word, but I just thought it was a very
heroic.
Yeah, a weirdly heroic thing. But
genuinely, I just plucked out a word.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not saying it was literally heroic, but for the sake of justice and
Oh, I know exactly what you're on about. Right?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And what I'm saying is, so we went to see Oliver the other day, and there was a woman sat behind us who was genuinely pissing off everyone around us. She was just nattering through it, having full-blown conversations.
No, that's not true, but I'll tell you why after.
I know, but I'm setting this up because it was what we were to assume was happening, right?
Yeah.
And then, do you want to take over because you saw it?
I didn't see it.
What Paul did.
Well, yeah, once it came into the interval, he sort of got up, he turned around and he said,
very politely.
Yeah, he said, "Excuse me, it's extremely distracting that you're speaking through the whole thing. I can hardly concentrate, and I'd really appreciate it if you would stop the next half."
And what I'll say is genuinely, as much as I would always say that I'd be the first person to do that and have in certain instances, to be so held together and eloquent and just explain the problem as it is without getting hot-headed.
That's how I try to be.
Is genuinely really a really, really good way of tackling it. And I know 90% of people, if not more, would not handle it that way at all because people are so quick to be angry with someone about something like that.
And I must admit, it does sound like Paul went a little bit Karen mode. But I promise you she was genuinely talking through the entire thing.
Well, yeah, because then someone said to Dad, "Oh, what did you say to her?" And he was like, "Well, I just asked her if she would stop talking." They were like, "Thank you," because we could not focus on it.
Yeah, so other people around were thanking Paul for getting her to shut up because, don't get me wrong, she wasn't a terrible person.
The reason she was talking is because she had her husband with her who spoke a different language. So she was translating the entire show, which just is a little bit silly. If you're going to go to an English, British speaking show, you've got to speak the language or you've got to be able to just sit there and watch and try and
I would
pick
feel
up what's
so
going
embarrassed
on.
if I was in a different country.
You wouldn't get away with that shit in any other country, for sure. Absolutely. Maybe America, because they do that everywhere, because they all think they're more important than anyone else. But
then the worst thing was that the woman sort of bit back and she was actually being quite rude about it then. And still, even when being rude about it, Paul just said, "Look, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, it's not about, whether or not you deem it appropriate for you to be speaking. All of these people in this area have paid to see this show, not to hear you talk." And I know that does, again, sound like a bit of a privileged thing to say, but some people could save up for months to be able to go and see a West End show.
It's an expensive show, Oliver.
It's not an easy thing to just go and see a West End show. So for all of these people who might have really sort of saved to go and see the most exciting thing of the year or whatever, for them is being completely ruined by someone who just thinks they're better than a group of people. And we would never sit in a theatre and just natter and be disrespectful and whatever, because we just know.
There was one time Paul had a coughing fit during Hamilton and made me want to die.
But to be fair, it was allergy season.
That is different, of course, because Paul, he does have good theatre etiquette. It's just his body sometimes fails him, and he was just coughing through the entire show.
But anyway, I wanted to say that because I just thought that on the other side of the spectrum, obviously parents get things wrong. At the same time, for a parent to be able to just deal with the situation without completely embarrassing his entire family because he dealt with it so well, and a lot of people would be scared or embarrassed to say something like that and would just firm it and then be really annoyed that they had a bit of a shit time. He just stood up for everyone, not just us, but everyone around us as well, who genuinely were thankful that he did. You look like you were going to say something on that as well.
I was just going to say, I thought it was very good because my friend Jack, he was Oliver, and then my friend Grace, I call her Gracie, she was in the junior ensemble. Is that what
They were
called?
brilliant, by the way. One of the other kids, I think, actually commented on one of our TikToks saying that he was performing, but he didn't get to see us afterwards. But you know,
they were all really
the
good.
kids were fantastic. So if you are watching this, great show. Thanks so much for doing
also,
it.
if you want to watch Oliver, I would advise Jack.
Yeah.
He if you don't know, he's the kid on all of the posters, basically.
Yeah, he is, but I don't think you can really tell when certain Olivers are on, can you? They don't really release that information particularly.
Do they not?
However,
if you get to see Jack, you did great because he is brilliant.
He is brilliant, and also Fagin. Oh my god!
Yeah, was it Jonathan Lipkin or something like that?
I actually don't know his name.
I think.
But
No, maybe. Let me check.
Genuinely, we've seen a lot of shows in our time, especially in London. I don't think I've seen a better performer on a London West End stage than this guy that's playing Fagin currently. Like, if you like musical theatre, you have to see this guy in that show.
Simon Lipkin. I'm so sorry I got his name wrong.
Unbelievable. And like some of the bits that you'd think might drag in the show, because Oliver is a really old story and they've sort of had to rehash it and make it as exciting as possible, which it absolutely is. He just turns it to another level and even when he's on stage on his own, you cannot look away from him. It's like phenomenal. But yeah, that's all I'll say on that.
Genuinely really impressive. So yeah, I'm glad we talked about that. And again, just to reinstate, if you guys want to let us know any sort of things, whether it be that you've had an argument with a parent or even a teacher or anyone of authority and they've punished you or told you off for doing something that you thought was unfair in any way, shape or form, let us know because we do want to talk about it. We're going to make it more of a regular thing, I think, this series. And we'll be a bit playful with it as well. Obviously, we'll, you know, if something feels a bit more serious, we'll take it seriously. But at the same time, if it's more of like nah, you were an idiot, you're out.
Get ready to get rinsed, basically.
But we'll decide basically whether or not we think it was fair. And it'll be really interesting to see what you guys are dealing with and want us to talk about. And we're hoping that we'll bring some...
And by the way, don't feel like that is pitched to the younger audience that watch this. This is for anyone involved.
Anyone at all.
It could even be in relationships or whatever it is, or with other siblings that you have, kind of thing. Like
any sort of argument or disagreement or anything. We want to know and we want to chat about it. So let us know. And while we're on that topic, we usually do a comment shout out each week, but we're actually not going to do that this week because it's a brand new podcast. What I am going to do instead is read out a couple of names of the people who left the most comments.
Goddamn.
Or at least what this is saying.
Sadie, where you at?
We'll get that. We'll get that in the end. Don't you worry, Tilly.
What's she missing?
We'll get it. So quickly, a couple of the top people are Sadie Mancuso, Shakia Lakin 4396, Kaylee Marie 22, Tay Mend 7663, Yara Beltran, and Purely Me Viewing. So thank you to all of you for leaving loads of comments. We really, really do appreciate it. Sorry we didn't actually read them out, but I'm sure we have in past, or at least some of them. And if you want a comment shout out in the next episode, just leave a comment, whether it be a question or something you liked about the podcast, whatever it was. We'll give you a shout out and then we'll read whatever the comment is. Now, before we go, Tilly. We've been teaching Tilly to do a backflip. Now, I don't want to give away too much, by the way, but I do want to talk about it because we haven't actually posted it yet. It's more of a sort of series we're doing now, teaching you how to backflip, but you did make some progress yesterday.
Hey, man, I did the backflip.
She did, yes, but you did a backflip, but I would argue...
Don't take this away from me, Harvey.
Okay.
Don't take this away from me.
She did.
In 2 days, I'd flipped backwards by myself.
That is true, and you did a fantastic job, and the scenes were electric when it happened. Even Luke, the instructor who knows what he's talking about, was genuinely thrilled to see you do it. So that's obviously
that's
good.
what made me the most proud. When,
Yeah.
Like he was like, that was really good. I was like,
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's fantastic, and we're really excited to keep going with that because we're not done. Because
No, I know. Because it was only into a foam pit, but for me, I have a big thing about going backwards. I sat on a block for about half an hour. I don't think it was
That's
actually
video
that long.
2, right?
practicing going backwards. Yeah. I forgot about that. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that was what you were talking about. Yeah, the block is going to be a funny TikTok. I don't know when it's going to come out yet because we've got a lot queued up. But yeah, that was a really funny video.
Yeah. But because the thing is as well, is the TikTok series is going to make it seem longer than it was. So
Yeah.
I did get it in 6. Wait, how long are we normally there for? 3 hours?
No, 2, less than 2. An hour and 45.
Hour 45.
Really?
Yeah.
It seems like so much longer.
It does feel quite long.
So in 4 hours? I can't do math.
Just under 4 hours.
Just
yeah.
under 4 hours.
3.5.
I did a backflip. I went backwards,
Mm-hmm.
which for me is very good. Because do you remember during lockdown, you guys were really determined to teach me?
Mm-hmm.
Were
And
we?
I just never did it on
Yeah,
the
it never
trampoline.
happened, yeah.
Because you guys would always flip me.
I saw this on someone's story actually. Yeah, because someone said about how we were like being really harsh on you or something, and like trying to get you to do it. They were like, "She's
Yeah.
8."
We were probably a lot less patient back then.
Yeah.
Now, Tills, before we do wrap this, for this new season, I think we need to do a bit of strategizing. How can we make him shut up more?
That is a good question.
It is a good question.
The thing is, though, is that he goes into a bit of a ramble.
He does, and he doesn't stop, and then you can't really insert
Yeah.
yourself.
Do you know what it
can
is?
you?
I just
Oh, what? So
That was
what?
good.
Yeah, should we just like get a bottle spray and just like every time he starts speaking when we don't need
Or
his
like
input?
what's something that a noise that Harvey doesn't like? There's got to be something he doesn't like.
like
someone,
we can't keep
someone
doing that on the
chewing his
podcast.
ear.
I prefer you had
So
like
say
a
again.
taser
Someone
or something.
chewing his
They're
ear.
actually just
Chew
like,
in his
ignoring me.
ear.
Like,
We
right in his
Should we
ear.
just have Dobby on standby to just
Yeah.
like chew something? Or
Dobby loves a bit of food.
Dobby just could spit
Yeah,
at
but do you know
him.
what Dobby doesn't love is proximity
don't know.
towards me.
I don't know what that means.
Dobby, could you stand
Being
next to him
close.
and every time he gets too loud, just spit at
Dobby
him?
just said
Dobby
no
said
to standing
no.
next to him.
Right, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I might have to get a spray. I do actually
Yeah.
have one in my room. I'll bring it down.
I
and
have
we'll
loads of
just...
sprays.
I just have more to say.
Yeah,
You
but
just have more to ramble.
we want a bit more inclusivity. For
Sure,
this
but
season.
did you not see me like go right? You take this one now because even though I could talk about it, I want you to talk about it.
yeah,
And I tried.
And
But
similar with you as well.
You can do that more. You can because you're involving her. You're actually, and though I can do it myself, to be fair, I let you do it because I know how much it means to you. But you could pass the baton.
Do you know what it is?
Every
It's
so
it's
often.
this chair.
Is it the chair?
I feel really
I
powerful.
disagree.
You see,
Chair.
when you were in a different chair, we had the same
Yeah.
problem.
but the beanbag, there was a bit more like
The
retraction.
beanbag, you were
like I
literally
had less
lower
power.
and you had less power.
Yeah, exactly. So I felt a little bit more vulnerable. Whereas
Mm.
now I'm in the chair, I feel like nothing can stop me. So
I must
I
admit,
could definitely stop you.
because this sofa is so comfy, I do sort of get like a nice, relaxing feeling from this podcast. And I must admit, for me, it's not as much of a problem. I would actually rather hear more from Tilly because I am so happy just listening, and that is my
So
personality.
he doesn't want to
at the
hear
end of the
your
day.
voice. He wants
I
to hear
just
I
my
get that.
wanna hear
voice.
you.
I get that.
Guys, I knew I was missing something. Oh god.
It's like that Abby Lee Miller trend or whatever. It's like that grating voice. Who says that? I just hear this
Abby.
grating. Is it Abby?
I just hear his agitating,
Yeah,
grating voice. She's talking about Kathy.
that's me.
Did you have something?
No, it's just one more present that I had that I got.
Oh,
I was like, it just-
continued haul.
Sorry, it's just gonna annoy me if I don't show you because I knew there was one more thing.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, right, here we go.
careful. Well done.
Yay!
Another White Fox t-shirt.
Fox. Woo!
Great job.
Glad you did that.
Yeah, because I knew there was one more thing.
Well, what
Sorry,
a
guys.
climactic ending to the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching. This has been the 14 Again podcast. Please
Wait, I
like,
didn't like that.
comment, and subscribe.
What?
Do not
This has been
forget.
the 14 Again podcast.
It is weird, isn't it?
It is strange. Please like and subscribe because it helps us so much. And we are trying to get to
Basically, if we don't get to 100k before the 1 year mark, we're genuinely gonna stop
which the 1 year mark. How long?
in a
Wait,
couple months.
how long's it
June, isn't
been?
it? June?
I think we posted the first episode.
It was in like May.
Was
May
it
or
May?
April. Because then we went to
You might
Disney.
be right. Yeah, we were in France in May. Yeah.
Bro, why is it not telling me the date?
It
That's
must have been,
really
like,
wound me up.
middle of May.
I would guess end of May because we filmed the episodes in bulk and then they started going up.
Well,
we actually
we
did-
filmed the one before Disney though.
Yeah, exactly. But we didn't post until we got back from France, I don't think.
Yeah, we did.
No, I don't think we did because he hadn't started editing.
8th of June. We need to get
Really?
to 100,000 subscribers by the 8th of June.
Otherwise, we genuinely are stopping because
we'll just quit straight up. We'll just go. So thanks everyone so much for watching.
What do we all think of the studio?
It's a lovely studio. Thanks again to Wood Up for
nice.
Again.
I guess sponsoring the studio.
I mean, really, thanks to Wood
And
Up,
now
'cause-
we'll give you 5 seconds to decide if you want to watch that other video that's just popped up on the screen.
And for anyone listening on streaming platforms, sorry.